Come on in, everyone. Come on in because we are here for Love After Lockup, y'all. We are on episode 36. And y'all, what the hell happened this week? This thing was titled Ready or Not. I didn't know why it was called Ready or Not, but I guess it's Ready or Not, here it comes, because we done found out Shante is pregnant with twins, y'all. Pregnant with twins. We got a lot to talk about, y'all. I didn't know what was going to be coming up this week. I didn't know if we were just going to be talking about that mama of Zariah, well, the mother-in-law of Zariah and the mama of Troy. I didn't know if I was going to have to call this episode, is it the Holy Ghost or is she high? High or the Holy Ghost? Which one has got her acting like this in church? I thought that was going to be the biggest news of the episode, but come to find out, we found out that Shante is pregnant. You know, I was wondering, because when the show first came on, you know, it went back to the scene of the last episode where Shante was in the car. She was crying. She was like, everybody told me this was going to happen. Everybody told me this was going to happen. I should have known. And True rolling up on her, following her down the street, hopping in the car and telling her, well, you know, we can be friends. We can be friends. You mean to tell me I done sent you $50,000 over the last several years and you only been out 3 days, and what you tell me is we can be friends? Well, we talked about last week that True was bought and paid for. True was bought and paid for $50,000. Shante expected a whole lot from $50,000. Well, lo and behold, Shante is fertile myrtle. Fertile myrtle, which means all that sexual activity they had on those first 3 nights in that Airbnb, guess what? They fertilized her eggs. They fertilized her eggs at 35 years old. And True gonna be a daddy of twins. I don't know what's going on, y'all. I don't. It's so hard to talk about this episode because I don't want to talk as if the birth of a child isn't a wonderful thing. I don't want to act as if this can't be a celebration for people. But I'm telling you, this is not the right circumstances. This is not right. I mean, you could have a beautiful baby. You could have a beautiful child. You could have this beautiful moment that you're about to bring life into the world. But it cannot be the right time. And I'm telling you, this not it, y'all. This not it. I mean, they all of a sudden switched to the fact that this was 14 weeks later. So I was wondering why we was about to skip so much time. I was like, 14 weeks? Why are we going all the way to 14 weeks? How did we go from we breaking up, we just going to be friends, I was loyal to you, I really wasn't messing with no other girls, to all of a sudden 14 weeks later, I already knew something was going on. But never in my life did I think that it was going to be this. Lots of you guys had dropped down in my comments and told me that True and Shante were back together again, that they were back together. And I said, oh, well, that's good. I guess they must have worked out all of the hoopla that's going down in the season. But who knew that the only reason they got back together was because Shantae's pregnant? So I guess Shante got her wish. She kind of did trap him. She said, you're going to be with me, True, hook or crook. And I'm not going to say that True doesn't want to be with her because he doesn't want to be a good dad. He doesn't love her. That's fine. But for 14 weeks, True was doing exactly what he wanted to do. Shante was over there and he was over here. So the only reason they got back together that I can see is because Shantae's pregnant. So that $50,000 might not have worked to get True back to where Shante is. Might not have got him back there. But I guess these two twins will. Shante, I guess you win. We think for the short term. We think she's won. I sure hope she's winning. I sure hope this is a turning point in her life because I'm telling you, $50,000 plus having 2 of his babies. Girl, you got a lot on the table. A lot on the table. You pregnant by a man who just told you 2 weeks ago he just wanted to be your friend. but he still wanted to have the ability to be able to see other women if he wanted to see other women. And come to find out, he been seeing other women. He has definitely been seeing other women. He even seemed like he circled on back to that girl. What was her name? Tish. The one he originally said he didn't want to hook up with. Come to find out, he must have hooked up with her because he must have done enough to her to the point that she called his parole officer on him. She said, you ain't doing me right, I'm going to do you wrong. See, that's the risk with prisoners when they get out of prison. These women who want power over prisoners, what they always know is they can rat you out. At any moment in time, all they got to do is call the police and have you rearrested on whatever they want to have you rearrested on. And it sounds like this Tish girl, when True was out here sowing his wild oats, said, you know what, this might didn't work out between me and you, and I might have a problem with something you did to me wrong. Who knew? Maybe True was over there getting a little money from her too. And all it took was one phone call for True to get ratted out that he wasn't living where he was supposed to be living. And then True said he got into it with his mama too. He said originally after Shante left and she packed her bags and went on back to her hometown, True had to move in with his mama. He had to move in with his mama. That sister got her wish. Good sister, you got your wish. True broke up with Shante. But now all of a sudden the sister ain't nowhere to be found. She came in, did her dirty work, broke up the couple. Next thing you know, where's the sister? Nowhere to be found. True ain't over there living with her. No, True back there living with that mama. But somehow or another, True messed that up too. Probably because, like he says, he don't like following rules. Probably because he wanted to live up in his mama house, not follow no rules, not pay no bills, and then say, I'm the man, I'm the king. I don't want to follow your rules, mama. And that mama said, then you can go ahead and get the hell out this house. She said, well, you can go ahead and get the hell out this house, True. So what did True do that True knows how to do? He goes over and lives up off of a woman. That's what he did. He went and got him another woman where he can go over there and sleep in her house, whether it be on the couch or in the bed. And what he's doing is he's trading sex for somewhere to live. He was honest with Shante. He told Shante, this is where I am. This is what I want to do. This is what I want to do. So I still give True credit for being honest with Shante, because what he didn't do was he says, I'm not going to be with you and cheat on you. I'm going to let you know exactly what's going on here. I'm not ready for all this. I'm not ready for all this. But the mistake they made was they made a baby. They made a baby. The baby himself or herself, I think it's a boy and a girl. They're going to be beautiful children. They're going to be blessed. We're going to say a prayer for them. That baby might be born by now. But instead of them going to that sex toy shop where they went to straight out of prison. Remember, as soon as he got out of prison, that's the first place they went, to a sex toy shop. Where they should have been going was Walgreens or CVS for some condoms. That's where they should have been going. But instead, they were too busy going to the sex toy stop, talking about how long they were going to do it and how many hours they were going to do it for. Well, they said they did it for 3 hours. That's what they said when he got out of prison. Well, they made a baby almost every hour. They got 2 now. They got 2. 3 hours worth of sex, 2 babies. That's what you get. So we find out that not only is Shante going to be a new mama, she also going to be a grandmama at the same time she going to be a mama. Y'all, come on now. I don't want to call it ghetto, but come on now. So I guess Shante was a teenage mother herself, because her daughter is 19 years old. Now her daughter is pregnant. And now Shante is 35 years old and she's also pregnant. So that would mean that Shante had her daughter at 16 years old. This got to stop, y'all. There's too many forms of contraception out here. Too many forms. And I'm not advocating for Shante to have had an abortion with her children. I'm not advocating for that because she is old enough to take care of these children. So I believe she made the right choice in that matter. I do believe that. But I don't think she made the right choice when she got pregnant. I think she could have used all different types of contraception out here. It's just so many options nowadays. I mean, back in my day, we never had as many options as the young ladies have now and the young men have now. Why aren't we using these things? Shante was barely taking care of herself and the kids that she had. She already told us she had to move out of that house and move into a cheaper house. She had to get a job. Now she got twins. You know what daycare gonna cost with twins? You know what daycare gonna cost with twins? I bet you True is definitely gonna come back to where she is because she gonna need the help. Whether she wants True there or not, she's gonna need the help. I know she told True, "Don't come where I am. I'm gonna see if I could do this on my own." Girl, that's gonna make a situation even worse. Even worse. So you're gonna need him there with you, even if you're not together, even if it's just for some babysitting. You're gonna need some child care help, Shante, because you the breadwinner, Shante. Let's be real about it. You the breadwinner. So you're gonna have to get up and go to work every single day. By the time that baby is 6-week-old, 7-week-old, your butt is gonna have to be at work because you're gonna need some money to start taking care of these other kids you got, plus the grandkids you got, plus these new children you have. What the heck is going on in some of our communities? This is ridiculous. Pregnant with twins in an Airbnb on the first night out of prison after 13 years. Ugh. Unbelievable, y'all. Unbelievable. When Shante told True she was pregnant with twins, he said, "Am I being punked?" No, you're not being punked. You're not being punked at all. This is real life. You see, when you was locked up in that prison for 13 years, you really weren't living your real life because everything was taken care of you. You didn't have to take care of nobody. You didn't have to pay no bills. You didn't have to cook no food. You didn't have to navigate nothing out here. Now, all within 2 months, you done come out, broken up with the woman you was with all these years, paying $50,000, and now you about to be a father to twins. Girl, Shante, all this time you were talking about True making bad decisions and how he needs to listen to you. You weren't making no better decisions because you mean to tell me you didn't get on no birth control? When you knew this man was coming out, you didn't get yourself ready for that? You didn't get no IUD, nothing? Y'all was just raw dogging it with no extra layers of protection whatsoever. And now you all surprised that you pregnant? Ugh. True said when Shante told her that she was pregnant with twins, he said, "Are you trying to punk me or this is you on some bullshit?" Well, True, it's true. True, it is true. You about to be a daddy of twins. Just like Shante said, life-altering news, life-altering news. So yes, True gonna take his butt right up there where Shante is because you know what? First of all, he said that parole officer is about to get in his butt for not living where he said he was going to live. Okay, that's the first doggone problem because now that he got kicked out of his mama house, he over here shacked up with some other woman using her for room and board. Next thing you know, he going to have to move to where Shante is or Shante going to have to move to where he is so he can get another address with his parole officer. This is a hot mess. Just a hot mess. All this time they over here running their sex shop toys, buying toys and everything to have sex. They're running around buying fancy watches, fancy necklaces, all this jewelry, all these fancy clothes, hats, fits. And really what they should have been doing was buying some $20 condoms. $20 condoms. That's all it takes, y'all. That's all it takes. And I don't want to hear nobody talk about what condoms break. They sure do. But I don't think that's what happened in this case. I really don't think so. I think we weren't using nothing at all. So there you go. There you go, True. You definitely leaked to Shante now. You bought and paid for. You are bought and paid for many types of ways. And it is what it is. So I know he loves her. That's what he says. He loves her. We'll go with that. Shante has signed up for life with this man that he loves her. And he says he's going to be true to her. But do I believe it? No, I don't believe it. So a lot of ways, Shante, you have also signed yourself up for a lifetime of a life that really kind of has you in a trick bag too. So you thought you was going to be stressed and worried about paying for that Airbnb and paying for bills for just you and True and your existing kids. Now you got 2 little ones coming. Y'all, this is a mess. I just can't believe it. I really can't believe it. And another couple that may not be too far behind in having children is going to be this Julian and Christine, because they humping like cats too and rabbits. And we already heard them say that they're not using no protection. So you got Christine and you got Julian over there humping like cats, not using no protection. And here she is, already got 2 different people taking care of the 3 kids she has. And she says she don't even want to use no protection. And she really likes sleeping with Julian because Julian is a master at going downtown. These folks is living it up in the bedroom and ain't thinking about none of the consequences. None whatsoever. Julian about to get trapped too. Julian, you about to get trapped with a baby too. And you think you can just trap Christine in that room up there? Christine done come out of a women's prison and she about to enter Julian's prison, because Julian's prison is about to be like darn near like, is Julian about to trap her in a house like R. Kelly? Because Julian is saying, listen, when my kids come over, you can't leave the room. So them kids gonna be hearing what noise is coming from that room. What you gonna do, Julian? Slip her some food under the door, put a lock on the door that only you can open from the outside. This is some crazy stuff. Christine says it's starting to feel like Julian is hiding me. Oh, he hiding you, okay? He is hiding you. You're gonna be trapped in a whole closet, just like R. Kelly. Trapped in the closet. He said his kids come over Mondays, Tuesdays, and every other weekend. And when they hear, are you gonna need to stay in your room? But after that, you can have free run of the house. Woo! Remember, I was telling you that these people like control. All these people who got with these inmates, they get with these inmates because they do want some level of control. And he wasn't showing no control over Christine at first. But this right here, telling a person that they got to stay in their room every other weekend and on Mondays and Tuesdays. I'll slip you some food underneath the door. Maybe you can pee in this bottle. How you gonna pull this off, Julian? You ain't thought this through. And I'm gonna tell you what, you think you're gonna smooth it over with your ex-wife for her kids to be around Christine, who's a bank robber of 5 banks. But that ain't the worst of it. Christine still looks like she's doing drugs. That's the bigger problem. Even the bigger problem that you done robbed 5 banks and that you was a drug addict. But you still sitting over here. The way Christine looks right now, and I'm telling you, she's one step from getting high. There is no way in hell, after watching Christine and all her movement, would my kids be around her. Absolutely not. This relationship is going to end because either Julian is going to lose his kids or he going to have to get rid of Christine. He think he going to be able to keep Christine trapped in the closet on Mondays and Tuesdays and every other weekend. He ain't going to be able to do that. He is not going to be able to do that. And now he said he's stressed about all the money he's going to have to be paying to keep his little concubine, Christine, stuck in the closet. He said he's got money to pay. Christine's got to pay restitution to all the banks she done robbed. She got to pay. She got all kind of fees she has to pay back to people. And Christine said, well, I thought I was going to have some time before I got a job. I thought you were here to set me up, Julian. Nah, he was going to be using you as his concubine. Like he said, Mondays and Tuesdays trapped in the closet and every other weekend trapped in the closet. But you can have free reign after that. And Christine said, plus you want me to go to work too? Please, Christine gonna get pregnant on Julian as well. He think he got child support now with these kids he's got. Wait till he gets child support coming from Christine. Wait, it's coming. Wait on it. It is coming. What an okie doke. What an okie doke. All these prisoners thought they was getting over on these people on the outside, saying these prisoners are taking advantage of these people on the outside, paying all this money. These people done their time in prison. And soon as they get out, they got more time to do. They think they getting out, and they think they getting out on parole or probation. No, they not. No, they not. They getting out because now they about to do time with these people on the outside, because these people on the outside, they want something for that money. That money was not free. They were not doing it for the goodness of their heart. They was doing it. And now that you out of prison, you going to owe them that money plus some. Plus some. The other person trying to get a return on their money is Lakeisha on Troy. Troy done told Zariah from the beginning when he first got out, I don't want to be no minister. I don't want to be no pastor. And I'm not going to be going to church every Sunday with you and your family. And Zariah agreed with everything. That sounds good, honey. That sounds good, my king. But the minute that man was out of prison, where does Zariah have that man at? Church. Church. And reprimanding everyone about how they need to act in church. Now, let me get this right. The minute this man got out, Zariah had this man sitting on a coochie toilet. She sure did. She said, this is going to be my king when he get home. But when we think about a king sitting on a throne, we did not think the throne was going to be a coochie toilet. But she made the king that she said sit on a coochie toilet. Okay. And then she started telling this man, what you going to do? And next thing you know, here they are at this church where Troy didn't want to be in the first place. And now Zariah is all mad at this mama who done come to this church high. And they can't figure out why this mama is acting this way. Is she high from the gummies or is she high from the Holy Ghost? This is a hot mess, y'all. This is such a hot mess. That mama can't stop laughing at that preacher. He over there talking about Henny, Moet. Oh, what is he talking about? Dark liquors, boom farms. I mean, she said he taking it way back. He is triggering her from her days. Troy said, my mama is being triggered. She's being triggered from the time she used to run them streets. He said she being triggered from all that drinking, all that drugging, and all them running of them streets. And now she's sitting up here in church crying, and she can't figure out, am I crying because I'm being led by the Holy Ghost and the Spirit, or am I crying because these gummies got me high? So right over here talking about because that mama left that church, because that church was probably 4 hours. She said that mama was disrespectful getting up and walking out of church. Girl, Zariah, it was disrespectful when you made your king sit on a coochie toilet. That's disrespectful. We see the previews for next week, and we're going to hear Zariah trying to play her queen card since he's the king and she's the queen, but she paying all the bills. We hear next week she going to be putting Troy out saying, pack your bags and get out. Ain't nothing free, prisoners. Nothing ain't free. Trust and believe that when you get out of prison, if you have any woman who's been paying your bills while you're in prison, when you get out, she going to be ready to get paid. Because I haven't met one woman, not a one yet, on this show who isn't expecting payback. I haven't met one woman or one man that's not expecting payback from these prisoners. Ain't no free rides. There ain't no free rides. Bianca over here with her naive and immature self already trying to tell Daniel, listen, you got 1 month because I'm not going to pay all your bills. I'm not going to spend all my money that I got from this accident, this settlement money on you. But Daniel's expecting it. Daniel is absolutely expecting it because we already been told, she done told Daniel exactly how much money she has, and she ain't worked a day since she had that accident. She run around here in Infinity cars, spending money, moving way across town to support this inmate. And she says, well, I'm not going to spend a whole lot of money on him. Yes, you are, because there ain't no other reason why he with you. He's only with you for the money. So if you think you're not going to be spending your money on him, then you're not going to be with him. You over here having a full-on collapse because you don't want to move from Florida to Arizona. Then don't do it. Why are you moving this far for all this? Because you know what? She wants some control too. All these people on the outside want to control these inmates. She over here telling a drunk driver who has admitted that he's got a drinking problem, that's why he's in prison now, that I'm not going to stop drinking. And if I want to drink a whole bottle of wine a day, I'm going to do it. And I don't want you messing up my life. Girl, you sound crazy. She's so immature. She is so immature. I wonder if this is some type of psychotic thing that she's doing. Remember, because when she was in that accident and she darn near died, she said that she purposely wrote an inmate that was in prison for DUI. Why, Bianca? Why? because you want to get your own revenge on the drunk drivers of the world. You know what? Bianca is starting to scare me. She done dyed her hair all dark, like Daniel said. Ooh, your hair is different. It's so dark. Yeah, she going dark. I wouldn't be surprised if Bianca is setting up this Daniel like some type of weird psychological thriller. Maybe she's really bitter over the drunk driver that darn near killed her. And what she decided was, I'm going to be a vigilante out here and get back all these other drunk drivers. Because the way she already handling Daniel, I'm telling y'all, she set him up for something, some type of abuse, something. Because there ain't no other reason for her to do what she doing. Bianca over here trying to get back at all the drunk drivers of the world. And what she going to do is she going to get back at Daniel first. Because Bianca don't look all that nice. I know she's trying to act like she's nice. She's naive, but she seemed a little bit sinister for me. Because what she's doing, y'all, I'm telling you, the way she talking and the way she think, she ain't got it all up here. She missing a few widgets. She's missing a few. And poor Kim, I like Kim. I think she really thinks she's doing the right thing, but she's doing the wrong thing. Just like that daddy said, it's only going to take about 3 months before Joey is back on drugs. Because Joey is not fit to be living in his house with Kim with these 2 wild, rambunctious kids. He ain't fit for it. He can't handle it. It's too much noise, too much activity, too much responsibility, too much period all the way around. That daddy said, I know it's been 20 years, but I want my dirt bike back. I want my dirt bike back. I know it's been 20 years, but I want my dirt bike back, or I want my $1,600. And if you think I forgot about it, Joey, I'm here to let you know I didn't forget a doggone thing. You owe me $1,600 or you owe me the dirt bike. One of the two. And you know Joey ain't healed because he didn't even admit it. What's one of the first things you should do when you in recovery? Is admit it, say you did it, and say you sorry. Joey's still lying. What Joey did say was, well, there have been some times where I'm receiving some stolen goods. Joey basically admitted, yeah, I had your stolen dirt bike, but I didn't purposely steal it myself, but I did receive it. And I sold it for some drugs. Lord have mercy. He ain't healed. He is not healed. He showed up. He left for Christmas Day. He went and got this ring. His mama got this ring. He said he spent $3,700 so he could propose to Kim. $3,700. Everybody said, where did Joey get $3,700? And he said he made it in prison by gambling. Really? Gambling in prison, y'all. This is where our tax dollars are going, y'all. How much does it cost now to incarcerate an individual in prison? I think it's up to over $80, $90, $100,000 a year to incarcerate a person. And we come to find out that these inmates is getting $50,000 from people on the outside. Plus on the inside, they gambling and making even more money. We really need to rethink this prison system. Is it really working, y'all? Is the prison system really working? Now we know where all this money is going that's being sent to these prisoners. People are like, well, why would you need to send someone a $500 a month when they in prison? Room and board paid for, everything paid for. You know why? Because they're using that money to gamble. They're using that money to pay for other things in the prisons that they don't need. What a horrible system, y'all. A horrible system. That daddy said, as much as I don't like Joey, as much as I know he stole my dirt bike, he said he going to support his daughter because he loves his daughter. Because he says the one thing I've seen so far, as much as I don't like Joey, is this is the happiest I've seen Kim in 6 to 7 years. It's the happiest. And he said, well, I'm willing to go along with it as long as my daughter is happy. But the minute my daughter is not happy, my foot going to be up your butt, Joey. My foot is going to be up your butt. Well, daddy, get your Nikes ready. Get them ready. Because like you said, Joey going to be falling off this wagon in 3 months. I definitely say within 6 months, for sure. He is not going to last 6 months living in his house with Kim, all those responsibilities, working and taking care of kids. Absolutely not. It's not going to happen, and I don't see it. But anyway, that's it, y'all. That's all I got for Love After Lockup this episode. Can't wait to see next episode to see what's going on. And I will see you back here next week. Talk to you later. Bye.